the worst punishment your parents ever gave you? I was 12 when my dad banned me from all museums for a whole year, and before you think that's no big deal, you need to understand something about me and my dad. Museums were our thing. Every Saturday we'd pick a new one. Natural history, art galleries, science centers, weird little local places that had displays about old farming equipment. I lived for those trips. My dad would pack sandwiches and we'd spend entire days walking around, reading every single plaque, trying all the interactive stuff. The problem was, I had this stupid habit of taking things. Not big things, just little stuff from gift shops. A pencil here, a tiny eraser there, those free pamphlets that said, "Do not remove" in tiny letters. Sometimes I'd grab a small magnet or a bookmark when no one was looking. My dad caught me a few times and warned me, "Stealing is stealing, Maya. Doesn't matter how small it is." But I always laughed it off. "Dad, relax. It's not like I'm robbing banks." Then came the Metropolitan Science Museum downtown. They had this new kids exhibit about geology with all these cool rocks you could touch. There was this tiny glass bead, no bigger than a marble, sitting in a little wooden bowl. The sign said it was real volcanic glass from Mount Vesuvius. I thought about it for like 5 minutes. It was so small. Who would even notice? I looked around, saw my dad reading something across the room, and slipped it into my jacket pocket. 20 minutes later, the security guard tapped me on the shoulder. "Excuse me, miss. Can you empty your pockets, please?" My stomach dropped through the floor. The guard found the bead immediately. My dad's face when they called him over was something I'll never forget. Not angry, just disappointed. Like I'd broken something precious that couldn't be fixed. The guard was actually pretty nice about it. Said it happens more than you'd think. My dad apologized about 50 times, paid some kind of fine, and promised they wouldn't press charges. They let us leave, but I could tell everyone was staring. The car ride home was the worst 15 minutes of my life. Complete silence. My dad didn't even turn on the radio. When we got home, he sat me down at the kitchen table and said 6 words that destroyed me. "You're banned from museums. 1 year." At first I thought he was joking. "Dad, come on. That's crazy." His face was stone serious. "You think stealing is no big deal? Fine. Let's see how you feel when you can't go to the places you love." It started the next week. My birthday was coming up, and every year we went to the Natural History Museum to see the dinosaurs. Instead, my dad said we were staying home. I cried for hours. Then came the school field trip to the art gallery. My dad actually emailed my teacher and said I couldn't go. I had to sit in the library while my whole class went and saw this amazing Egyptian exhibit. When they came back talking about mummies and golden masks, I wanted to disappear. The worst part was my dad still went to museums. Without me. He'd come home on Saturday afternoons with that look on his face, like he'd just had the best day ever. "Saw the most incredible butterfly exhibit today," he'd say. You would have loved it. Every time he said that, it felt like getting punched in the stomach. He'd describe these amazing displays, new exhibits, special shows. They had this room where you walk through and butterflies land on you, he'd tell me. Some of them were bigger than my hand. I begged him to let me come, promised I'd never take anything again, but he'd just shake his head. A year means a year, Maya. By month 6, I'd stopped taking anything. Not even sugar packets from restaurants. Not even free pens from the bank. The thought of taking something that wasn't mine made me feel sick. Month 8, I started reading about museums online, looking at pictures of exhibits I was missing. There was this new space display at the Science Center with real moon rocks. My class went without me. Again. Month 10 was the hardest. The Children's Museum downtown got a new hands-on archaeology dig, where you could uncover fake dinosaur bones. My little cousin Jake went and wouldn't stop talking about it at family dinner. "Maya, you have to see it," he kept saying. My dad just looked at me across the table. When the year finally ended, I wrote a 3-page letter to the Metropolitan Science Museum. I apologized for taking the volcanic glass bead. I explained what I'd learned about respect and trust. I promised it would never happen again. My dad read the letter before I mailed it. He nodded and said, "Okay, this Saturday, we're going to the Natural History Museum." Walking through those doors again felt like coming home after being lost for months.